Hey, what up, everybody? Steve Breach coming to you. It's nice that the whole Boston situation is all over now. I think everybody was all wrapped up in that for a couple of days. Honestly, when it all wrapped up last night on TV, I thought about watching. I had a whole bunch of wrestling to watch. I wanted to watch the Mick Foley documentary. I wanted to watch Impact, and then even SmackDown was on last night. But being up so late the night before, always thinking they're going to catch the guy, and not wanting to miss it, then staying aware of it all the next day during work, and then as soon as I got home, I was right back on the police scanners and Twitter and TV, getting caught up on all that I was just worn out. I was done. I was tired. I didn't watch any wrestling last night. I just watched basically the news until it put me to sleep, and it was sayonara, and that was it. So, the only wrestling that I can think about to get back into the swing of things and making videos again is for Monday, Triple H, Brock Lesnar, the steel cage match. I know Triple H has to approve the match or, accept the challenge. I thought it was really good the way that it was set up. So many people, had their heads, and I guess you can say their hands in the air, like, why? They always hype up, the Hell in the Cell as being like the big, feud ender, I guess you can say, for WWE. And, Paul Heyman asked just for a normal steel cage match, and then, just went over, all the things that there's going to be blood and, this, that, and the other. It kind of reminds you back in the old days of when, Hulk Hogan would have his big feuds and they would always end off, and, the blue cage, I think everybody who's my age can remember that and how classic it was. And, the new cage that they use now, it looks better because it's sort of like it's, the bars are thinner and it's more better for watching it on TV. But I never had a problem watching those cage matches back in the day with those big blue bars. Think of like WrestleMania 2 with King Kong Bundy going up against Hogan, Boss Man versus Hogan, Hogan versus Orndorff on Saturday night's main event. I think the last time they ever used those blue cage things was on Christian versus Edge, and it was after they had actually switched over the cage in the U.S., but it was on one of the UK DVDs, and I guess they didn't have one of the new cages overseas, so they just put the blue bars up and they used those for the show. A pretty fun fact for you, but I always keep hoping on these old school Raws that they'll have some feud where they'll put up the blue cage. I know it's a pain to have to run out there and set up. The other one, lowers from the ceiling and all that stuff. But I guess they have a cage that sort of works like that for house shows, where it doesn't rise from the ceiling. They just sort of put it up during intermission, or they'll use it before intermission and they'll take it down during that. But, good times. Honestly, this is the biggest, thing on the card that really has my head scratched on what they're going to do for, I almost called the Elimination Chamber, for Extreme Rules. Because I think something has to come of this, because I don't think you want to have Triple H just beat Brock Lesnar for a second time in a row. And I don't think you can have Brock Lesnar kill Triple H to the point where he's gone again, because that was the whole storyline on, why he was there. I think it has to be some sort of a screw job finish, or maybe some sort of a run-in. I know a lot of people are saying that CM Punk is gone. Not gone for good, but, he's not going to be around until SummerSlam time. But I think this is the perfect time to bring Punk back in. When Punk was hurt, I can't remember, he had hip surgery or something like that around the time of WrestleMania 27 in Atlanta. He was going to be out for a little while. They actually started a feud between him and Daniel Bryan before he got hurt, and I guess that was the proposed WrestleMania match. And then, it went different directions. Punk was hurt, but they still used him on every show, and at that point, CM Punk wasn't really the household name for WWE. He was like a star, but he wasn't a megastar, and now, he's bigger. Why would you want to, not use him on TV? I mean, during that time, they were using him as an announcer for a couple of months. I think everybody can remember the NXT that he showed up and made that show really enjoyable with his way old references and what else was he doing? The inside jokes and everything like that. He wasn't a great announcer, but he made the show fun, even a shitty show like NXT at that time. So it'd be good for him to get started in some sort of an angle. Not the payoff would have to be a Punk versus Triple H match, but Triple H is the the man in charge. They've sort of written Vince off, with his injury, with Brock Lesnar killing him and all. You could have, something set up where, he is the main guy, and Triple H, even though he doesn't want to, he has to put him into the main event against him and John Cena, with Cena beating Ryback or, something like that. I think that is the one way to do it, because I don't really think that this is just going to be a normal, finish, because what do you get out of it if Brock Lesnar wins and Triple H loses, This has to be a feud ender in my book, because I don't think, Triple H is going to want to wrestle, on all these pay-per-views throughout the year, I think it was a surprise to me that he wrestled on SummerSlam this year. I don't think he'll wrestle this year, especially after wrestling on back-to-back ones. And it's rumored even that Undertaker's going to be on this show, so it's really weird. They're really trying to make Extreme Rules a real big pay-per-view. I think they're trying to live off the hype of last year with the first Brock Lesnar fight, and they don't want to let those numbers drop, so they're pulling out all the strings they can. They got Brock, Triple H, Taker. Unfortunately, Punk won't be there, but they're going to have Cena versus Ryback. It's going to be a good show all the way around, so definitely be worth throwing the money down to watching on the big screen. But what are you guys thinking about this Triple H versus Brock feud? I know there's a few more weeks. They still got things cooking on it, but I'm really not thinking this is going to be a normal finish. It has to be some sort of weird sort of dip doodle, and I think if Punk got himself involved, it would set him up to when he comes back. He's definitely right in the main spot where he's supposed to be. Not like he's not going to be used in some sort of main spot, but he's right where he needs to be. Peace out.